Alright, in this particular section, we're going to do arithmetic sequences, which means that we're going to add or subtract to get from one number to the next number. So in example number 1, the first number is negative 12, and the second number is negative 1, and the third number is 10. And to get from one number to the next number, what we have to do is we have to add 11. So in a problem like this, that means that D is equal to 11. So I'm going to add 11 to the next number. So we got 21. Add 11, they want the next 4, so we add 11. And we get 32. Add 11 again. And we get 43. Add 11 again. And we get 54. We do it again on the next problem, where we have 3, then 0.5, then negative 2. So this time we are going to do what each time? We are going to go down by 2.5. If you're ever not sure how to find D, you can always take the second number minus the first number. So in this case, 0.5 minus 3 equals negative 2.5. Same thing here. If I take 0.5 minus 2.5, I'll be at negative 2. So when I subtract 2.5 again, we're at negative 4.5, then negative 7, then negative 9.5, and finally negative 12. And so that's how we do the next 4 terms of a sequence. For example number 2, they want the 41st number of the sequence that starts 11, 4, negative 3, negative 10. Well, you could go through all 41 numbers, but then you might make sure you keep count. Or they give us a formula. It says a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 d. We already talked about what d stood for. A sub 1 is the first number. N is the number of terms. And a sub n is the nth term. So in the problem that we're doing, n is equal to 41. So a sub 41, which means the 41st term, is equal to 11 plus n is 41 minus 1 times d. So how do we get from 11 to 4? We subtract 7. So I put negative 7 at the end. So this is the formula that we're kind of using for this problem and for part B. Plug it into the formula, and we got 11 plus 41 minus 1 times negative 7 gives me negative 269. That's the answer. So what happens if I want the 38th term of 2, 3.2, 4.4, 5.6. So I put a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 d. So the first term, so a sub 38 equals, the first term is 2 plus 38 minus 1. And then to get d, I'm going to do 3.2 minus 2, which is 1.2. Put that into your calculator. And you should wind up with 46.4. And that was example 2. For problem number 3, we're still using the same formula that we did in the last time, but they asked for a different problem. So So it says find the first term in the arithmetic sequence for a sub 44 equals 229 and d equals 8. So that means that in my formula I would really like to know what that number is. So we should know the rest of them. So for a sub n, I'm going to put in 229 because that is the number right there. A sub 1 stays the same. N is 44 because it said a sub 44 and the sub is always what n is equal to, minus 1 times 8. Now 44 minus 1 times 8 is 344. So 229 equals a sub 1 plus 344. Subtract 344 from both sides, and we wind up with a sub 1 equals negative 115. For 3b, it gives me 2 and then negative 3 and then negative 8, and I don't need the rest until I get to negative 118, and said find a number of terms, which means in this problem we are looking for n. So a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1d. A sub n is the last number, which is negative 118. A sub 1 is the first number, which is 2, plus n minus 1 times whatever d is. Well, how do we get from 2 to negative 5? We go down 5. So the easiest way to solve this is for me to subtract 2. So I got negative 120 equals n minus 1 times negative 5. To get rid of the negative 5, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. So 24 equals n minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 25 equals n. This should get you through the 12-1 day 1 homework, and then we will finish the notes up on Thursday. So that's it for this video. Reminder to get all of your chapter 7 stuff up on the web, and if you are behind on your class openers, put those up in your Google folder as well.